folks, we are back with the Leafcoats series, and I think the plan is just to keep trying to progress things, because that seems kind of sensible. Something we need to do is try and make a more sustainable power supply, which is really relying on gravity batteries, which means we need to get metal going. Also, thank you to the person that pointed out my problem with the invisible windmill was probably due to the fact that I had the visibility layer set to about here, which meant it was invisible. Yep, that was pretty much most likely 100% operator error. The problem was between the keyboard and the chair. So yeah, that was all on me. But anyway, let's crack on, get some things done. I mean, I guess if we put another ladder here, we're building all of the ladders. To be fair, we probably need them. Tree, mangrove, throw you there. I mean, we could plant actually all the way along the back there as well, and it's probably not a bad idea, to be completely frank with you. And why wouldn't I be frank? Hey. And then we can also plant, I'm trying to remember which one it is. Is it willow trees? Is it eucalyptus trees? I'm pretty sure it's willow trees that we can also plant in water. Let's do a test and plant one of them, shall we? We'll prioritize the build of that so it gets done. Yep. Equally, we quite likely, we could just expand that planting area. It's kind of, it's like, how many blueberries do we really want? Because they are a food source, but ultimately they're not going to be a significant food source. We have apples there, we have a pruning flag, have a lumberjack flag, we have matey with a gathering flag, so we do have apples. We are making our fruit salad. The other thing we can make is, we need maple syrup and mangroves for that. So we probably want to get some maple trees planted. And maybe we plant those over here. So maple. Let's get a little grove of maple trees in there. Let's unmark them for cutting, because that'd probably be a good idea. Let's get you to work. We will now be able to check the planting of the trees, particularly this guy. Yeah, so willows can grow in water, so let's take advantage of that, because they can also grow out of water, and we can plant all of that area as willow trees. And I guess we could plant in there as willow trees. I guess they do have access, but I'm not going to for now. Let's unmark you. We could do, yeah. But what we're going to do is tell you to prioritize planting the maple trees. And then let's head over here and have a look at how this is all going. And the answer is rather swimmingly. And this is really at the moment to deal with bad tide. And so I guess what we should have done if I was thinking, and clearly I was not thinking very much last time, one was a tad tired, I suspect. Much as is often the story with my life, I know. Stream gauge. We cannot quite afford a stream gauge yet. There's a lot we need science for. And we're not generating science. We also have one incapacitated beaver. Have I well-being and completion spot? So we've not made any medical beds yet. So I think we need to spend our science on. We'll put in some of the triple-decker medical beds, which are part of the leaf coats. And we'll prioritize building that. Oh, we're getting into flooding situations again. So that means that's too high. So let's make that about 1.2. Hopefully that'll lower that down. It's dropping. It's dropping. What's this one set at? Let's lower that one as well. This one is just completely open, as is that one. So, can we get to, they can get to that. Okay. Okay, so it needs to be a little bit lower. Let's go 1.1 and 1.1. Now the problem is the system is going to take a little while to adapt, isn't it? And those are flooded, but you know, that's not so much of an issue. There is an exit down there somewhere, I think, isn't there? Peel back the old layer tool. And there's water sources there. So, okay, so water is coming in there. That's something that we also need to deal with if we're going to be bad tide proof. Okay. Right, that's not working quick enough. So, bosh. Let's get that wide open. What do we want to do with this area as well? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Come on. Throw that wide open as well. I guess the other thing we could do is actually close these to control the water flow. But that seems to have resolved it. There we go. Right, and then let's put them back to like 1.2. 1.1. Going to be a bit of a dynamic process. So that instantly caused it to flood again. Pause. Think, folks. So we probably need to address this. This. Now, I guess the question is, how can we block this with the technology we have available to us? We don't have sluices yet. Which means... Where are the water sources for it? There. So we could... No, because that would flow into there. And if I block it, where's it going to go? Ultimately, it's going to go out that way. So I think that's okay. But I think we do need to actually block it in such a way that it will clear. Because my original thought was maybe we block it here. But if I block it here, it's never going to clear, is it? So we actually really need to be blocking it like out here. So it can flow. Yeah. It flows under there and then into this water system. And what we want is, yeah. So I think really, what can we do with this? With the technology we have. Because I can't hang levees off the side of this. We're a long way from dirt. Well, are we? We need shovels, so we need metal. So sealing that's going to be a bit of a pain. I think we might have to ride it out for a bit. The alternative is we go for a bit of a brute force approach and basically wall this guy up. And accept those water sources. Those are water sources. Okay, so we do need to actually block it here. Now that does mean that it'll clear. So actually we could do that. Yeah, if we've got water sources there, then I'm less worried because it will clear. Okay. So I think what we could do, still need the stream gauge in there. Ideally we need the levee as well. Okay. Gonna let time progress for a bit. And what we're going to do is put some more housing up here, which means we need a ladder in here, I think. A ladder. Housing. Gosh. It's still flooding a little bit. So let's open that up some more. That will hopefully resolve that. Got a decent amount of planks. So the next thing that there's a lot we need. We're very dependent on science and the lack there of. I'm going to put in another... Oh, we've not got that. We could do with that as well. We are very, very dependent on our lack of science. So, another thing which was pointed out to me. Oh, hello to the map creator. Your map is awesome. He's watching. Your name is beyond my ability to pronounce, unfortunately. But I suck at names. This was annoying. This did actually connect, so we didn't really need this. But, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it, with playing a in development mod. So, kind of is what it is. What I was thinking is, yeah, we've not unlocked the tapper shack yet, because to do lumber pressing, we need pine resin. So we have got some pine trees. So that's okay. And they'll be doing their thing, spreading a little bit. The other thing we can do is unmark all of these for planting so they can spread a bit. Let's unmark that for cutting. We will unmark those for planting so they spread. Let's unmark those for planting because I don't think they can be reached. That's all in, but we can't build it yet, so we'll have to do that manually. Yeah, I need science. I'm going to throw another one of those up there. I'm going to throw... I want to be building bigger water tanks, but we need to unlock them, so I'm going to put another small water tank there. We have... Yeah, we have some water storage in the tower, which is fine. Food is okay. Logs are not great. Those are oak trees that are not marked to be cut. Okay, let's mark those to be cut. We have another drought approaching, which is good. That gives us time to do things. Okay, those are not marked to be cut either. You're a normal lumberjack, so let's unpause you. Yeah, we just need a lot of science. You can be paused for a bit, because I don't think we have any storage for what you... Or do we? No, we probably do with building some, so... Storage... Warehouse... Even go medium warehouse... There... Yeah, there... And the eternal quest for science continues. We've got a decent amount of those, so I'm going to pause that as well. Got a decent amount of planks, so I'm going to pause that, and we'll free up resources. I'm going to free up some builders. That gives us some spare beaver. And I'm going to put in another inventor. Because the thing that's holding us back at the moment is science. So the more science we can get going, the better. You're pretty much full, so guess what? I mean, I quite like having lots of inventors anyway on a map, but yeah. I put in a builder's hut somewhere. Got a hauling post. How many haulers have I got set up? Did I not actually build it? I didn't actually build it. Okay. Water-wise, we're good. We've got a drought coming, but it'll be relatively short. Let's just go and check. So these are set to do their thing. When drought, that needs to be set. When drought ends, we'll get that to go down to 0.75. That's what it's at the moment. When drought starts, we'll get that to close. When drought ends, we'll get that to go to 1.1. When bad tide starts, that closes. Yep. So we'll get you to go to the depth you're at the moment. Awesome. So I think water can still run out of here potentially, but you know, not a lot we can do about that. And this is a feed in, so that's fine. Right. Landscaping, no water. Stream gauge we can get now. And we're going to drop that there. Yes. We can reach that. Awesome. Then we want to get the levee. But equally, what we want to do is be enabling access into there. And what we might as well do is just straighten this up a bit. Yeah, it's more ladders and pathing, but most of that pathing is disconnected, so it shouldn't be a performance burden, he says. Not at all confidently, but you know. Bosh, 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 bosh. No. Hate that it puts in that top bit of path. There, all the way across to there. There. But I do love these ladders. There. There. And then what we're going to do is put a stream gauge there. Path. Path edge. Awesome. Cool. I think we can now already unlock the levee. Yes, please. So let's get our 4 builders back. We'll get this going again. Right, so what we want to do is advanced, attach the stream gauge there. Set contamination threshold. If the contamination is below 1%, you open. It's above 2%, you close. And then you attach the stream gauge. Bosh. Below 1%, open. Above 2%, close. That should be that good. Right. What we need. You're a pruning flag. You're a gatherer flag that can't reach those, but you need to be working. We need a gatherer flag. There, you're going to get the mangroves for us. Excellent. And then we need to work this guy out. Right. We need some floodgates. I like the idea of 3. How have we ended up over there? I'm not sure. I'm going to pause because I don't want them to actually start building it yet. And then we need to seal this essentially. So, do we have any platforms unlocked? Only the singles can we unlock. We can unlock the doubles. I think what we could do is go that. Unlock those. Yes, please. We'll come in the back there with those. Let's put levies back there, which should create a seal. We do that. Famous last words. Ideally, this would be sluices. But we don't have access to metal yet, and I want to get this designed and being built. So you can go there, 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 and then we'll come out to there and across and across and across. There, there, there. This is going to be quite a big construction project because we essentially need to seal this. So that it doesn't leak. I don't really want to go super high to seal this, so I think what we do is we come in from the back of it. Oh, that's going to be annoying where I've built the stream gauge. We might have to move that. Because we need... Oh, there's a water source there as well. We might need overhangs to nail this because of the water source. How high? Really high. Okay. I think we'll work on letting them build that. So I'm going to put a ladder up the side there. I'm going to prioritize that so that we don't get stuck beavers. Attach stream gauge U. Bosch 1% open, 2% closed. And then we need to work on getting metal. So the drought's ended. And it ended just fine, which is good. We didn't have a lot of water left, so more water storage would be good. I feel like the way we can achieve that is probably, well, it should be storage. only 60 science. I feel like we should unlock the medium tank at this point. Right, you can be paused. We do need all the builders in there. That's refilling. Those have reset. And a bit of me wants to close that up to speed up the refill. But equally, I'm nervous that in a few days' time we'll be back where we were. But, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? It's kind of like this, if maybe we have it. And maybe that's why I had it that way initially, so that water goes that way first. Probably. Probably. And again, we could definitely do with more beavers, but we are where we are. We could also do with more planks again, so that's a thing. The other thing is if we get metal, we can get out there to get it. It's not a problem. I was going to say we should probably focus on zip lines, but we can get to here to get metal because we've got to park most of the way anyway, so yeah. Right, if we want metal, we need 250, 550 science. We've got enough spare beds to be producing a lot more beavers, that is. So we are short of logs. I guess that maybe comes down to the fact that I'm not replanting the trees we're cutting down, which is a challenge, not an opportunity. And the fact that we're not making them from the newer approach, which is kind of dumb because we've got most of the ingredients. So but Tapashak is 300, so, and if I want this guy to be functional, I need metal. Now, the first bad tide is probably gonna be quite short, and if we've only got these two water sources bringing bad water in, maybe it won't be so bad. But equally, we kind of know the deal, don't we? That needs to go down to 0.75 because it's starting to flood. That needs to go down to 0.35. There we go. And yeah, we're not brilliantly off for loggage now, which is kind of annoying because I was disorganized. We're getting a few cropping up. Let's pause one of those. I think we could get rid of that now, which is going to get us some logs. We can get rid of that now, which isn't going to get us logs, but I don't want to be tempted to cut down those trees. Those are eucalypti, which we probably want to keep. Yep. I don't know at what point we can expect potentially our first bad tide with normal mode. I think we're just going to have to ride it out. And deal with it. because I don't think we're going to be at the point where things are good. Based on that, I'm going to put a stream gauge there. And I'm actually going to set it up, maybe, and then just disable it during droughts and bad tides. And just have it during the temperate season to help control these. I think. We need to get them to actually build it, but yeah, I think we're going to struggle to get this closed without metal just because of where that water source is and the shape of this cave. This is such a cool map. This is such a cool map. And we could get to more trees if we just wanted to murder trees, because all we need is a ladder and we're up here. And we've actually got a lot of pines, which might be useful if they don't die in the first bad tide. They probably will, because they're all around water sources. I'm just hoping we can keep these ones alive and expand them soon. Right, so yeah, let's go in here. Advanced, attached to stream gauge. Bosh. Disable during drought and bad tide. So we've still got the basic. Yeah. We're going to get rid of that actually. When bad tide starts, you close. And then advanced. Let's come here. Let's remove that. Do it all on the one because that makes more sense. There, so disable during drought and bad tide. We're currently at 2.63. So if it's below, let's say 2.4, then the floodgate let's go below 2. Yeah, then the floodgate goes up to something like that. If it's above 2.8, the floodgate drops to 0.9. And then if we set it on 0.9, and let's just see what that does for us. And then this one is on 1.1. Let's just see if that controls this at a nice depth. So we've got 6 kits. We've got 3 vacancies, so that will fill the vacancies plus a bit spare, which is good. You could go do some sciencing for us, as could you. And I think what we said was actually what we wanted to do was unlock the medium tank, which we're going to put there. We're going to make UB water, and I'm going to prioritize getting that built, which takes away from building our bad water protection, but we do need more water stored as we grow the population. I think that sort of makes sense. And maybe we encourage them to pick up. And as we say that, 3 days to the first bad tide. So we are not going to get that finished by a long way. There is a lot of building to do there still. So I think we just have to accept that. You know, we will have to disconnect all of the paths that go into the water. So let's start doing that now. So I don't forget. So any that don't need to be there yet, really hoping these don't die. We'll leave this for now. We could do with mangrove storage probably in the tower as well, couldn't we? Do we want to do one of them, or do we want to do a medium? Do that. Yeah, let's do that. Mangroves. We should probably unpause, although actually we've got a decent amount of them. We just need to keep an eye on the time. Yeah, so that one will close. That one will open and stay open when the bad tide ends, which is fine. Actually, we probably want that to do nothing when bad tide happens, because we actually want to keep it flowing, I think. We've got bad water coming in, we want it to keep moving. This one's gonna close, which is what we want. Right. So the only... Let me just pause for a sec. That one's disconnected. That one's disconnected. So it's just this one. And what I'm gonna do, because they'll still be able to get back, is delete that path. That should encourage them to stop building. And stop. And we're going to delete that. And we're going to delete that. As we prepare to live out this first bad tide. I'm a little bit nervous. We've not got as much water stored as it's only a day. We should be alright. Should be okay. So, so this one's going bad. Let's just. This is shut. Excellent. These are staying open. This is shut. This is open. And if we go down here, these are shut, obviously, because there's bad water coming in. But I guess if we keep an eye on this one, we'll see how it gets. The good thing is lots of good water should flood in. And it's really short. While we marvel at the joy that is our first bad tide. Let's put in that guy. Let's get a thumbnail, because, you know, I have to do that kind of thing. I've actually got spare beavers now, so yeah. It's not actually spread too far at the moment, which is interesting. And hopefully means it will dilute quite quickly. So let's watch this guy. I mean, we might actually not need to have this go down as low as I have it set. But equally, it's dropping quite quickly. So, and then this is starting to have contamination in it. %. That's open. That's open at 0.9. That's done its thing. This one. So I'm going to open this. And I'm going to close that because I want to force as much of the good water as possible. Let's say 0.65 that we did before. But I want the good water going in here to counter this. It's only 6%, which is not awful. You know, the problem we might have is that we're going to be pumping water out of here and bad water is going to be going in, so we might get more contamination in this. So I'm going to delete that so that water can flow through more freely. And it looks horrid, but it's only 7% contaminated, so it's not awful. We don't have a bad water pump, so we are limited in that respect. So we've got scrap metal now, so you can be paused again. The grinder, it tells us the injury chance. I like that. We actually have enough now, so probably what we need to do is get some storage going. So let's put that there. We can then put the ladder against that. Make you scrap metal. What else does the grinder need? Just that. Okay, so storage. Going to build another water store in the tower. So nothing's dying, which is good. It's only 7% contaminated, but I've got to admit I'm not super keen to send our beavers down there yet. I mean, down here it's now completely clear, so it's just got to work its way through, which is why I've got this one fully open to try and encourage that. Right. Metal grinder. Bosh. And if we keep the buildings to the same sides, it will be better for being able to then hang gravity batteries. We might be struggling for power because that needs 200 HP. This thing only generates 200 HP, but it is what it is, folks. We need to get some metal going to achieve what we need to achieve. We need you to be unpaused, to be picking the things we need you to pick. You need to be set to work. It's like 6% now. It's getting better. It's getting better. It appears to be slightly affecting the irrigation. You might as well be paused. Be unpaused to generate more of those. You could be unpaused to generate more of that. Well, I don't think it's connected yet. I think what we'll do is and ladder, housing, power, there we go. We're getting maple syrup yet? Not quite, but we will need a tapper's flag soon. I also need those to be hydrated soon. So do I need that to be a little bit higher? Wrong one. The 2.6 at the moment. So if I set that to be maybe so that to be 1. Increase that to 1. Try and raise this up a little bit. Down to 5% contamination. I mean, I would be surprised if that's not okay to send our beavers into. I don't have that set correctly. One of you might have pointed that out to me, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's the slight contamination or the water level that's interfering with that. I guess we possibly want to replace these in the long term so that we can have more of this water come in and come through to help with the flushing. Actually, we want to get it blocked, don't we? So, you know, that would be better. You are not connected yet. Okay, that's because we've not built some of that stuff yet. I imagine we probably need to get that built. We then need to unlock some overhangs. I guess the triple overhangs is going to be a safe bet with 550 science. We're grinding, folks. We're grinding. That can hold 12 metal blocks, okay. I'm going to set that one that if there's less than 30% power, I set both of those. If there's less than 30% power to suspend, so that we can make sure we are getting metal produced. And then once we get this built, which we might not if we do that actually. Actually, we've got all the logs. Awesome. Good stuff. Because that will improve our power production. Which will be good. Why are you not getting water? I'm kind of confused by that. Maybe it's just the quality of the water in here is a bit cruddy. This is down to 3%. How 3% should be okay, shouldn't it? And it's not affecting the plants. They got 126 water pumped. Yeah, I mean, they're running kind of jankily. Because they're pumping out there. We probably want them pumping somewhere else. Now. And really what we want to get is this guy going, but that needs treated planks, so. I mean, really we could keep pumping through. So. I'm going to rebuild this guy and get this guy going again. How many of these? So most of these trees survived, which is cool. I would like to have a zip line connection over here because of the metal, the mine, obviously. We are close to maple. Well, we're halfway to maple syrup. Good. We don't have any logs at the moment. Okay. But I think it's also time that we thought about the tapper's shack. Okay, so that's not doing its job. It's dropped it to... Why are you not doing your job? Dropped it to 1. It's at 3 now. No, that's... Yeah, it's gone above that, so it's dropped it to 1. So we actually want to go to like maybe 0.85. Or maybe we also need this one connected. So the low threshold. 2.2, 1.7. 2. 7. And 2.8, 0.85. 0.8. 0.85. We set that to 0.85. I guess we need that to now be at 0.35. And that seems to have resolved it. Cool. The contamination of that is now 2%. So we can put that back. And we can put that back. Not that we have any logs to build any of it with, but you know. And then we unlock the tapper shack. also going to come in. Put in before they build that, put in a forester. We done this a while ago. Let's fill that. I know it's probably not enough pine trees in the long term, but it's some. Cut trees. Let's unmark for cutting just in case. We will need a better area for pine trees. I guess if actually I put in ladder and ladder, we can. You're marked for cutting. Let's get those cut down. Your apple trees, yeah. Got a feeling we keep cutting some of those down. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Power, just so if it's not, wind's not blowing at all, they go do something else. And then we can come down here, and I think we can finish designing this now. I think what we can do is platform. Another bad tide, you're joking me. Okay, in that case, I think I'm going to unlock the triple platform. Put it there. Put a single on top of it, if it'll let me. There. And then ideally I need a 1, 2, 3, 4 by, which is 1,000 science. And maybe I say screw it and just wait for that 1,000 science. Because I ain't getting that built in 2 days anyway. So maybe that's just what we do. How are we doing for power in here? So I think the next thing that we want to get, you prioritize. No, not as work. That is prioritized. Okay, we just don't have any trees. You're a lumberjack, aren't you? Some of you are not going to like this. But it's okay, folks. We need logs. To progress. So what I want to do then is throw in a lumber press. Why can I not put it there? Put it there. No. Okay. Whatever. Thing. We can do housing. Pause a sec. If I do that, Can I then put it there? No. Cannot be built at that height. Okay. Are we almost at the top of our tree? Yes. Okay. Well, I guess possibly what I want to do is power gravity battery. Oh, I can't actually put gravity batteries on top of that. Okay, well that sucks. Interesting. I don't really want to rebuild that. Can I even put like a top on it? No. We have built this badly, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Tis what it is. This is why you plan things, folks. This is why you plan things. And we're actually quite high up at like the base level. I guess we're at height 12. So, you know. Right, let's get these 2 oaks cut down. Then we're going to get rid of this guy. And we're going to plant a more significant pine grove through here. Once Buddy's come to pick up his 6 logs. Bosh. Bosh. Oh, I know something we don't have yet. I'm pretty sure I've not built a tooth grindstone. Now, it's very important if you're new here. We have to place this incredibly badly. So we're going to put it there. Stop. Stop. I thought I deleted you. I did. How have you got down there? Oh, damn you. Well, delete. Delete, I guess. Okay. Well, we don't have much water, but it's only another single day bad tide. So, we've now got a lot of spare beavers. So let's throw in another one of them. We also need to get to this. This being the maple syrup. Everything else has reacted fine. Bad tide over. And video over, folks. I'm going to end it there. Feels like we haven't made progress, but guess that's the nature of things. We will get that bit over there sorted next time, and then hopefully we can start making progress. I want to get over here. Actually, there are a few things we need to do that are significant. essentially, I think we're going to need to break out to another part of the map eventually. To build a bigger colony. But for now, we need to get a bigger source of metal, which is getting over here. Get to this scrap metal and eventually unlock the mine. But that's quite a lot of resources, so we'll get there. We need another tree. We are limited because we're building them quite high, so that's not a problem. But yeah, I've had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and I will see you guys next time.